Okay, so let's talk about a couple of applications where you can use a loop. So like finding the maximum or finding minimum is a very typical applications where the loop is used. So where you can use a loop. So first, let's just find the how we can find the maximum value using a loop. But before we look at this actual code, let's just talk about the concept. Okay, the concept is basically, let's say you have a list of midterm scores. Scores, let's say from 88, right? And then let's say the another midterm score is, let's say 90, 100, and let's say 85. Okay, so and then you have, and that's the midterm score, and then you like to find the maximum score, right? That you like to find the maximum score. So the idea is this. Idea is you have a two variable. One variable you can call it largest or the maximum, right? That's the largest. And then another variable you can use a value, right? So value, it's a variable name. You can variable name where you can store this midterm score. So idea is this: you first read our first value, which is 88, right? And then you read 88, and then you put this 88 into this value. And at the very beginning, right, we assume that largest is the first value, so it's 88, right? Because you read only the first one, 88, right? And that's why at this point your value is 88, and since this is your first value, the largest is 88. Now you go to the next value, which is 90, right? So now your value is 90, and you compare this 90 with the largest. So the 90 is greater than 88, right? So your largest becomes now 90. Okay, you're done with the 90. And then you go to our next value, so which is 100, right? So now as the value is 100, you compare 100 with the largest, and then 100 is larger, so this will be replaced by 100. So up to this point, right, your largest is 100, right? And you go to move to next value, which is 85, right? So now your value is 85. You compare 85 with 100, and then 100 is obviously larger than 85. So this 100 will be remain, right? This 100 will not be replaced. So so basically the loop is going to be used to go through all the values, and then that's how you can find the largest value. So the result is, right, is what? 100 is your largest value. So basically that's the idea. Okay. So let me end my lecture here. So I just explained how you can find the maximum, right? So basically this is concept. In the next lecture, I'm going to explain how we should implement this idea, this concept. So the actual code is this one, right? So I'm going to explain the actual implementation in our next lecture. Okay.